So for my production roles project, I'm doing a video presentation, but sadly my person that I'm interviewing cannot be here because they live in Washington. His name is Daniel Patterson, and he is a student at a college, and he has done a few plays at the college, and I am going to be playing both roles as me as the interviewer and him, but I'll be look different. So I'll be answering the questions, I'll be asking the questions, and I'll be reading back what he said as if I was him. Okay, question number 1. When did you start acting? I started acting when I was 15. I was a sophomore in high school, and I am 21 years old. Very cool. So what made you want to start acting? Like I said last question, I was in high school, but my first acting class, you guys are in theater 2 now, intermediate, so I was in basically theater 1, and I was interested in doing something with the performing arts. And so what made me want to start basically was my friend group. And so when I started my acting career was by trying out for the musical, but that wasn't until sophomore year. So my friends were in it, in the play. So I was like, okay, let me just audition. So I auditioned. I got a minor role, and so did my friend. And then my friend ended up dropping out because of complications, and I ended up taking both roles. So for my first ever play, I took responsibility of 2 roles, but they're both minor. Would you trade your career for anything else, or your acting? No, I would not, because to me, acting is a way of letting out your emotions, and it's a freeing experience, and it's a good outlet for if you have time. How many shows or plays have you done? I have done 15 to 16 shows. I did about 3 my sophomore year, and then 4, and then 1 more. And so that was about 7 throughout my high school experience. Would you go back and change any performance or show that you've done? Not change any performance that I did, nor show, because each show or performance I learned from each experience, and I took that on to the next show or next performance that I did, and I got better as a person while I was doing that. The only thing I would change is probably my behavior, because it could have been better while I was in high school. Do you see yourself becoming an actor? Yes, I see myself becoming an actor after college, as long as I'm enjoying it. Do you have any techniques or things you like to do before a show? Yes, I like to connect to my body whenever I'm doing a show, because I feel like that is the best thing to do. I also do these things called centering techniques if I have time before a show. I'm not going to get into detail with that, but also mostly warming up, vocal warm-ups, stretching, just to get my body prepared for what show we're about to do. Who's your biggest supporter? My family. I'd like to say my parents. They've not only helped me mentally, but financially, helping me get through my rent, food, college experience, my girlfriend, and myself mostly, because without yourself and being aware of yourself and being comfortable with it, I don't think that you get that far unless you have confidence and belief in yourself. What was your biggest role in a show, or biggest show? My biggest role was probably playing John in The Crucible, and that was about a month ago, and it was a college play that we put on at our university in Washington. Would you recommend being an actor to anyone? Because the competition, no, but I wouldn't, because I wouldn't recommend or put something like this on someone else. I'd say if that's what you want to do, then find yourself, and once you've done that and you really want to, then you can. But you have to be willing to give in the time and the effort, and right now, since I'm a college student, I have other classes. So I have to be able to balance those with the other homework and the homework of being an actor, meaning running lines and memorizing them, and also just being able to dedicate your own time to it, because after school, I will be in the real world where I don't have school anymore, but I will have to be able to find a job with acting, and I'm sure there'll be more lines to memorize, more cues, more of lots of things there. So it's very time consuming, I would say. Very inspirational. Thank you, Daniel.